Hey everybody, back with a different project than what I've been showing recently. A lot of car stuff, truck stuff, metalworking, here like that. But today we put together a slideshow video of our pool project that we did last summer as we were trying to update and create a cool little space for ourselves and everything. This was our original pool from 2012 or 2010, I believe, to about 2017, and something we threw up for the kids so that we could have some place to cool off. Where we're at, it's can get up to 110, 113 in the summer, and be quite hot and uncomfortable and cooped up in the house. So we threw this up, something to cool off quick, something to play in, something to have fun, and ever since we started doing that, I was always super concerned because I've seen the pool failures, this split sides and the water go washing out everything and stuff. And if you look at the privacy fence on the other side behind the pool, that garage, my neighbor's garage, is down a slope from our property, and our whole property slopes towards her property. So if the pool ever split, it was going to be a massive wall of water going right at her garage door and through her shop and back out the back of her building. So I wanted to come up with a better solution. This pool, like I said, lasted till about 2017, and we then replaced it with a larger one, which was then even more concerning to me because it was 3 times the size of that other pool, and just meant that much more water, if anything, if it ever failed. And we did everything we could to maintain the pool, take care of it, and keep it from failing. The ground was leveled very well, and had this pool for 2 seasons, but unfortunately only 2 seasons, because when we went to take it down after the second season, we had waited a little bit too long into winter, and it was so cold that when we tried to pull the corners, it split the corner. After draining the pool, we were taking it down, and it split the side. So at that point, I was pretty frustrated and said, okay, we're done. Done with this style of pool. I'm not putting this style of pool back up. I have to take it down every winter, put it back up every spring. And I was already trying to figure out how to put either an in-ground pool in, a semi-in-ground pool, or something that was a little more secure, a little more safe, a little more permanent too, that I didn't have to put up and down every season. So after a lot of searching and research, I settled on a pool factory above ground pool. This is called a Tribeca model, I believe. This pool is allowed to be buried at least halfway up the sides, putting the dirt directly against the walls. That's not what I ended up doing, but I wanted a pool that was rated to be, in a moist environment on the outside of the walls. The inside is fine and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted it to be, rated to be buried, and stuff. So we settled on this pool. It's a 15-foot by 30-foot, 54 inches deep. Eventually, probably we'll do a deep end when we have to replace the liner. But at this point, I just wanted to get the project rolling and get it going. So we settled on this. This is what the side yard looked like after a year of no pool, no nothing. The sprinkler systems broken that side of the yard, and we didn't put a pool up, didn't do anything with it, so it just kind of got overgrown and neglected. We don't use this side of our side yard. It's kind of was a part of the front yard, L-shaped front yard that we fenced off. We had a nice patio that went out to that side, and so it turned into a perfect side pool patio area. But so this is the kind of the before or in between the big project, and then starting to prep to dig up the sprinkler system I know is underneath the whole area, and start figuring it all out, laying out the design. Here is a quick shot of the finished project, give you a teaser of what it looks like done, and then we will get into the time lapse. We basically have 3 months worth of work in 14 minutes of time lapse for you. We sat and hand dug the entire area. Unfortunately, the backhoes, mini backhoes we were going to rent were not available, and so we ended up having to hand dig the whole thing. We tried several different areas, several different places, and no backhoes were available. So yeah, it turned into a lot more work. We knew we were going to have to hand dig the sprinkler system because we weren't sure where it was at, and we didn't want to damage pipes that might be going to other areas outside of this area. And so once we started digging with hand tools and digging up those pipes, we were like, yeah, we can do this. And we just grabbed the wheelbarrows and the wagons and started throwing dirt. And we have about a third of an acre in the backyard that needed to be leveled. So I was like, yeah, I'll just throw all the dirt out there. I don't have any pictures or any video of the craziness that the backyard turned into, but it was quite funny and quite in a sense of another project of just trying to level the backyard after digging out all that dirt. The crazy thing about our soil here is it's basically all just river wash sand, extremely sandy soil. So I dug the entire thing with a square shovel, and never switched shovels hardly ever. Just kept going back to that square shovel because I could easily just dig anything I wanted with it. The walls stayed like sandcastles where it just cut them straight, it would stay straight. It was great. My son was an absolute trooper, came out there and dug and dug and dug for hours with me, and really helped get the digging process done. It was a great help, considering that we didn't rent a backhoe and couldn't find a bobcat, couldn't find anything available machinery wise to help at the time we were doing the project. So, but you can see there in the time lapse where I, slice the dirt down, and it just clean it up and it's straight as can be, and then take the shovel and just stand on the top and just cave it in and scoop it out, and it just was rinse and repeat over and over and over. I'd go out after work about 4 o'clock in the afternoon or in the evening and work for 3-4 hours until about dark shoveling. So it was a nice workout. I was doing keto at the time, trying to lose weight, so I was like, well, I'm getting a workout too on top of it, so it worked out. Kept finding more and more irrigation pipe. Some of it connected up, some of it wasn't connected up, so had to deal with that as well. We call it irrigation here, but it's just your sprinkler system for your yard. Started the project in May. Had planned to start it in April, but we were still getting snow that year. I think April 14th we still had snow on the ground and fresh snow falling. So it was kind of crazy winter for us. It's usually spring and warming up and nice, and you can see in a lot of these videos I start digging in sweatshirt and stuff like that because it's cold still, and then shed the clothes because it's just too much work, too hot. We dug the hole a bit oversized. We didn't have a lot of space to work with to dig the hole too oversized. So I threw a lot of dirt around the outside of it, knowing that we would be backfilling around the retaining wall we were going to build. Not exactly positive of it. The true dimensions of it. Wanted to get the pool kind of laid out in the hole, and then design and build the retaining wall around it. I kind of had a pretty good idea of where it was going to fall and land, but wasn't completely positive. So just oversized the hole a bit and backfilled it back in. The dogs would come visit, try to figure out what's going on, bring me the frisbee to throw. Why aren't you playing with me? All that fun stuff of that they always, get you distracted. But they they enjoyed the nice, cool dirt I was digging up. They'd go lay and sleep in it, take a break while I was working. If I remember correctly, it was almost 2 straight weeks of nothing but digging. Um, like I said, I dig for about 4 hours every night after work, and then on the weekends, I just basically hit it for as long as I could. Um, I think that there were a couple 8 to 10 hour days of just digging, um, but that's just kind of the way I am at doing things. And then my son here hit a huge pile of nails. We kept finding nails at a depth of about 12 to 16 inches, and we think that when they built the house, the ground level must have been about 12 to 16 inches lower, and they backfilled over everything, and that must have been like this must have been their work area, because it was just a whole layer of nails. So then I basically cleared the size of the pool, laid out the everything, and cleared the area for the track all the way around. Started digging out the spaces for the buttresses. Those things were a massive erector set to put together. Whole family pitched in and helped got those all put together. Um, there's no downside down angle supports going out from them. And after seeing how many layers of galvanized steel are in those, I can see, why and how. So I had to get the straps put across, get everything dug out, leveled. As you can see, worked into dark. My time lapse went to black and white. It's night vision goes to black and white. So sorry for that, but anyways, got them all put in, got them angled. Fortunately, did not have the time lapse running when I had a bunch of friends come over and roll out the big roll of metal, and that's the pool side. We got everybody here, got working, and completely forgot to start the time lapse. So we missed the fiasco that was putting up the metal walls and having to adjust the track and readjust and readjust and readjust. Got it all done, and then got the liner in. I went around putting the caps on. I wanted to get a true height of what the pool was going to be. They say it's 54 inches, but just making sure it was a true 54 inches. I also had dug you see the white beams post there. I dug all of the 4x4 posts down, sunk them in concrete, and started getting my, dimensions for how it was going to line up with the side of the pool. Wanted to build a bench all the way around. So, getting that lined up, getting the cross braces put in to keep the post straight and level and true, um, and just working my way around. The posts themselves I coated with a rubberized waterproofing membrane coating, and basically that it's all pressure treated wood, so it'll last an insane amount of time in the ground and in concrete. But I also added the layer of rubberized coating on top of it all. You don't see that on the posts on the end here because I realized I was kind of overkilling it. Once they're out of the ground, there was going to be right there pressure treated plywood that was put in and then also coated, and that keeps the dirt away from those beams. So I stopped coating them all the way up around the ends of the pool. Screwed down. Everything was made with 4x6 pressure treated beams, and then 2x6 were the cross supports, and then 3/4 inch pressure treated plywood to be the retaining wall all the way around. I had cross supports down lower that you can't see to help hold the brace the 3/4 inch plywood as well. But as you see you can see in the time lapse here, the walls were of the dirt just held itself. You could stand right on the edge and it never collapsed in. So once our dirt is packed, it really doesn't cave in even on its own. You have to sit there and dig at it and jump on it and really, try to get it to cave in. So I wasn't too concerned about, once these walls were in place and all the dirt was packed, that, it was going to stay. Even if the wall eventually rotted, the dirt itself is not going to probably fall in. So then it was the fun of just all of the funky angles and measurements and all that stuff, because the uprights couldn't be lined up with the pool uprights. So then I had to reshape the bench according to how I wanted it to look around the top of the pool, match the top caps of the pool, and so they didn't. The beams didn't really match the wall below it. But I have a solution for that later on. You'll see in the time lapse. But I wanted the bench to appear to follow all the top caps all the way around. At this point, I got most of the bench done without the top surface done, and so I wanted to get the porcelain tile. I purchased 2 foot by 2 foot porcelain tile, 3/4 inch thick. Wanted to get the ground leveled, going to get as many tiles as I could lay down. Tried to make sure that it was, as level and flush with our existing patio as possible. Never really had laid tile before, read a bunch about it, and we'll eventually have to go back and re-level some of them and stuff, but it turned out great, and those tiles were really, for the size of them, they were actually really great to work with, being only 3/4 inch thick. So that ended up being a perfect solution for the pool, around the pool and everything like that. Rented a tile saw. That was a bit of a learning curve to cut porcelain, but didn't waste very many. Was able to use the ones that broke on me in other areas. Got all the tile work done, got back to the bench. We were able to use the pool while this was all going on, kept the sawdust to a minimum, kept the dirt to a minimum. That was the big thing about trying to do the pool this way too, is we had the dirt and grass and everything around the pool all those other years, and constantly kids in and out of the pool, people in and out of the pool. It just was constantly dirty, constantly grass in the pool, and I just wanted a cleaner, more easier to maintain pool. So doing the tile around it was the perfect solution for me. For the bench around the top of the pool, I used a Trex deck board. Wanted something that was waterproof, that was a plastic style of propylate type of product that is not going to have give us any slivers when we're sitting on it, not going to absorb water, and not going to rot. So the gray Trex board that I used matched the pool almost exactly. It was crazy how good the color match was. And then the siding that you see going around the pool and this little stack of boards there, and then over here on the sawhorses, was actually cedar. I think it was actually white pine. It was either cedar or white pine, I can't remember. Fence boards. Not supposed to rot, not supposed to weather or whatever. And then I just matched up a dark waterproofing stain that matched the Trek boards as well. So the color wise, it came out really great. And then I built the steps and went ahead and got them stained as well, same color. Was going to put the Trex board on top of that as well, but ended up being okay with the way that they turned out. It you only notice that they're a pressure treated board when you're up close to them, and is able to sand them smooth and get them dyed and or stained, and it turned out fine. So I was perfectly okay with it. Did a wedding cake style steps so you can come up from almost any angle as you come around, and was really happy with the way that turned out. This was the first layout that we had of the pool. First year, we were trying to go with teal and blues and stuff like that, but we couldn't find anything late in the season, so we ended up just going with some reds and everything, and our old furniture. And was really happy with the way the pool turned out, though. I mean, it just, a bench all the way around it. You can walk on it, you can sit on it, you can, boys can run out there, step on it, jump into the pool. It just worked out really, really perfect for us. And then this season we found all the decor that my wife was wanting out there, so this turned out, and we were really happy once we found that and stuff. So the found some solar lights that give a nice light it up at night and really look cool, and only come on when it's dark, so battery operated. You don't have to worry about running electricity or anything like that, so that worked out great as well. Overall, though, we really are happy with the way it turned out. I'm really excited to be able to finally bring the video to YouTube and the time lapse and everything that my son worked so hard on to get it done. Here's a little video of just kind of a walk around of the whole area, our little oasis that we really have enjoyed the last 2 seasons, and hope you guys enjoyed the time lapse and all our hard work, and maybe it gives you a couple ideas for your own pool projects or whatever in the future. So you guys have a great evening, and see you on the next one.